Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making white chocolate macadamia cookies. Now, each cookie is filled with chunks of white chocolate and macadamia nuts, creating a heavenly mix of flavors and textures that'll leave you craving more with each bite. So, let's get started.
All right, so diving right into this recipe, in a large bowl, we want to add in 2.5 cups worth of all-purpose flour with 1 teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. Mixing those together until they're well combined. This creates the dry mix for our recipe. And now in a separate large bowl or the bowl of a stand mixer, we want to add in 3/4 cups worth of unsalted butter. That's at room temperature, with 1 cup's worth of light brown sugar, as well as half a cup's worth of granulated white sugar. We want to cream the butter with the sugars using a paddle attachment until they become light and fluffy. And this process should take about 2 to 3 minutes, mixing on medium speed. We want to aim for a consistency something like this. And once it reaches that stage, we want to add in 1 egg as well as 1 egg yolk, followed by 1 teaspoon of 2% milk, as well as 2 teaspoons worth of pure vanilla extract. We want to continue mixing these ingredients together until they're well combined, thus creating the wet mix portion of our recipe. Now, while mixing on low speed, we want to slowly add in our dry mix and keep mixing until the dough just forms. You do not want to overmix the dough. And make sure you always scrape down the sides of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl as well to make sure that all the dry and wet portions are combined. And for this recipe, we're going to need about 1 cup's worth of unsalted roasted macadamia nuts. I like using a chef's knife to chop those into large chunks. You don't want to chop them up too much, otherwise they become too brittle. And when they bake, they're going to become nice and soft for you. So into our dough, we're also going to add 1 cup's worth of white chocolate chips, followed by our chopped macadamia nuts. If you're using a stand mixer, you want to give the dough a quick toss to make sure that all the ingredients are well distributed. And then you can use your hands to continue to mix the dough with the white chocolate chips and the macadamia nuts. Next up, we want to scoop about 2 tablespoons worth of the dough and form it into a ball. We want to repeat this process until all the dough has been formed into balls. This recipe will make about 20 white chocolate macadamia cookies. Once the dough balls have been formed, we want to cover the bowl with plastic wrap and transfer to the fridge and allow them to chill for about 1 to 2 hours. And right when we're about to bake them, we want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. We want to line a baking sheet with parchment paper and place the dough balls onto the baking sheet, spaced at least 2 inches apart. We're going to bake these for 12 to 14 minutes or until they're light golden brown. And with a little TV magic, our cookies are done. We want to remove them from the oven, and while they're still hot, we want to take the back of a large spoon and press the cookies down, flattening them slightly. Allow these cookies to cool completely before transferring them to your bowl of choice. And just like that, you've made white chocolate macadamia cookies right at home. These are a really big hit. For a variation of this recipe, you can always try using a different type of chocolate. But as you can see, it's really easy to make. And when you do try this at home, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish.
As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 4, Enhancing Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make these cookies. And if you did, make sure you smash that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to help the channel out. And if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button too to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends.
And stay tuned for next week where I show you how to make a really cool, unique type of bread, tangerine bread. The taste is really out of this world. I can't wait for you guys to try it. It's so light and airy and really easy to make. Well, thank you all again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You can always check out more recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like these videos, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.